There we go. Hey, we have audio now. I turned voice meter off and now all of my stuff is wonky. Anyway, I'm here. I'm doing a recap. So, welcome training rounds D and F. It's going to take me a few times to figure out which ones you guys actually are. Some of you I have had the pleasure of recapping before, some of you I have not, but we're just going to do a pretty straightforward format. I will walk through the games that we've played, that you guys played, and then I'll walk through the games you have coming up and do some commentary on each of them. So let's start with Training Grounds D. So we've got Joey's Top Rattata and Toronto Trash Pandas. So Joey's Top Rattata came out of what was it? Div 5B? No, 5D? 5 whatever. The div I was recapping last time. So I've seen a bit of their progression. Toronto Trash Pandas I have not seen any of. So how did we do? So that was looks like an orc match, and we had the usual mismatch on block percentages. Had a whole lot of armor breaks on the rats though, and that turned into a lot of KOs, a lot of KAs, no deaths. Rats also got surfed twice, somewhat shockingly to me. So no serious injuries to the Gutter Runner core or the Blitzers. 2 KAs on the Claw Blitzer, so leveled that up. Expect to see maybe a tackle there. That seems like it could be a worthwhile skill, just to really cement the killer nature on that piece. On the orc side, it looks like we've got the touchdowns on 2 blitzers. This is a pretty undeveloped orc team, interestingly. Pretty low TV compared to the rats. Couple of guard is good. No block at all on the black orcs. 3 linemen. So the dodge blitzer is nice. Tackle blitzer is good. Guard, couple of guard is handy, and then the thrower, which is unusual. Yeah, so I'm actually a little shocked at how this outcome had come out. If you'd shown me these 2 teams at the start, I would have said that this was probably the Rats game to lose. I'm wondering whether there was some kind of shenanigans happened to have this little possession on the Rats side. I wonder if there was a blitz early on, or there must have been something happening on the Rats drive that just messed them up, and then the Orcs were able to just walk down the field both times for that 2-0 score. So I would be curious about hearing more about that match, but I don't know if Joey's on, so we probably won't. All right, what do we got next? So so now we've got the Woevale Grievers and and Belial's Brood. So pretty even TV coming into this. We had a Chorf and a Necro. The Chorf is looking, well, couple of guard, Mighty Blow Pylon. It's on 1 killer, on 1 blocker. Block and then block Agi up on the Bulls. Movement up on the Hobgoblin, Ball Carrier. Seems like a pretty decent Chorf team. I don't exactly know their development path, but that's certainly got a bunch of skills that I would want to have on pieces. On the Necros side, couple of dodge, 2 dodge whites. Interesting. So those are not going down anytime soon. Werewolf, Mighty Blow, and block, and then an Agi up Werewolf for ball handling. A Ghoul with dodge. Hey, it's Major. Yeah, we'll get to your game, Major. Um, and then the fleshy with Mighty Blow as well. And so that turned into a 2-0 for the Chorfs. Both touchdowns on the Agia Bull Centaur. Appears to have been taking advantage of the high movement speed to get the ball into the end zone. Pretty even number of blocks, but the Chorfs were doing a lot more armor breaks, a lot more KOs. Kaz, some Necros got the Surf and the Expulsion. So they lost 2 zombies. So that they were definitely running low on players, I'm gonna guess, by the end of the game there. Regen did its work. No lasting injuries. But again, looks like there was a turnover on the Necro drive, and then the Chorfs were able to just walk up the field on their drive. I say just, but there was probably some gameplay involved. So well done. Oh, there you. Hey, Marty, you're on. You're on. Lots of fouls by the Necro. Yep. Yeah, the frenzy trap on the wolf. That helps. Well, nicely done. All right, and then we've got halflings and the Tookshire Tree Trippers. No, they are halflings. Yes. Okay. And the 4-point pirates are human. Human? Yeah. Human teams. So the halflings with Zara the Slayer, who has stab and stakes. Okay. And Deeproot. So they're running the 3 Treeman build here. Oh, interesting. Deeproot does not have Take Root. Didn't know that. I guess I don't know if that makes sense. So the humans got a 3-0 over the halflings, so certainly stunty being stunty. 20 armor breaks out of 31 blocks into 24 armor breaks against, so halflings were failing dodges, it would appear. Who got killed? Oh, a halfling with sidestep, one of the only leveled halflings. That's, well, keep the TV down, I suppose. 8 Kaz. Wow, that was a lot of halflings off the field by whenever they were off the field by. Only 1 out for next game, so. But oh wow, halflings are going to have plenty of inducement money to throw around in their next match. Kind of looks like the Pirates maybe stole the ball and popped it in. Maybe not much of a pass. Maybe just a long. They didn't hold on to it long in the half they stole it, and they just pretty much held on to it their own half. Still got 3 points, so they must have had 2 steals. So well done by the 4-point Pirates. Not yeah, did some good work on that, it looks like. As far as the level ups go, so Norlight's Indica has some got a level up. So level up on the tree, level up on another halfling to replace the dead halfling. Sure feed. And then on the other side, one of the catchers picked up a level. Perhaps see, what do we see on a catcher? After block. I actually don't know what we see on a catcher after block. My human progression is lacking. Thrower's got. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see what they took. That'll be interesting. That ogre is nice. Got the guard on the ogre, guard on a couple of blitzers, mighty blow on the other blitzers. This is a pretty solid human team. Certainly not gonna level up on the blitz or the speed up on the blitzer too. Yeah, certainly like the looks of this human team, and they had no problems with dismantling the halflings, it would appear. So that is that for this week. Let's take a, well, let's see. Let's look at these guys next week. So we're gonna go with, let's see, right. So we've got first up Toronto Trash Pandas and the Fort Point Pirates. Okay, so to remind ourselves here, that was the human team that dismantled the halfling team. They have flush with cash. Perhaps they will replace the linemen just to have more bench. On the other side, we've got the orc team that was looking perhaps a little bit underdeveloped their last game, so they will be getting inducements to the tune of about 150. Perhaps a little bit, maybe up to 200 if the pirates don't do anything about their cash. So at 150 to 200, I think we induce a wizard there and then call it a day. You don't really need the babes as much as the orcs, and having the wizard might help get some runaway catcher situations under control. So the humans did not level their catcher yet. That level is still pending, so no commentary there. The orcs, did they level something? I feel like they leveled a thing. I don't remember what they leveled in their game. The linemen. Okay. Oh man, got guard on the linemen. So that's a fantastic pickup for them. Bring them up to 3 guard to match the humans 3 guard. So they're definitely underblocked. I feel like in this case, I am liking the humans' chances in this match. So that's where I'm going to go with that. Toronto Trash Pandas. Except this is week 2 that I'm talking about, not week 1. And the other team was the Fort Point Pirates. And apparently I need to update my prediction sheet. Oh, geez. Okay. Or it's going to complain at me. Yeah. Like I said, gonna complain at me. Okay. We're gonna do that later. Let's just kill the data validation for now. Don't mind me while I excel on the fly. Okay, there we go. Fort Point Pirates. I can type, I promise. So I think the pirates are going to take this over the orcs in this case. In my usual assessment of matches, the pirates are the elves in this matchup, and in this case, they are elves that have some nice bash skills as well. So that's where I think we're going there. The next one, we've got the halflings, Tokeshire Tree Trippers by Tull. That is too many T's, my friend. Too many T's. I cannot pronounce. They are going to be getting their stadium, so they will be getting that in sweet inducement money. 910 instead against 1390, so they will have almost 500 in inducement cash. So we'll certainly see Deeproot, maybe see Azara again. Stab would actually be a thing in this matchup. Stakes rather would be a thing because they are going against Necro. I'm not sure they'd be a huge thing, but yeah, so we might see Zara and Deeproot for inducements, and then given that, I feel I struggle to bet to place bets in favor of stunty teams. So I would love to be surprised, but I think the halflings are not going to take the game against the Necro. All right, and then the last game we have in Training Grounds D for the week is Wovale Grievers and Joey's Top Ratata. So we have, that's a rat versus what are we? Chaos Dwarf. So there's going to be lots of Splat the Rat going on. There is plenty of tackle to deal with errant gutter runners. Given the movement up Hobgoblin and the bulls with block, they've got some good sweepers. So I think I like your chances on this one, Marty. On the other hand, the rats do have the natural one-turner and the ball. Like, this gutter runner squad is threatening. Incredibly threatening. Holy smokes. That has got I think an agi up since I last was paying attention to it, perhaps. Between the two heads and the agi up, this thing more or less cannot be kept out of a square that it wants to go to. Wrestle strength up, like this gutter runner squad is absurd. Holy smokes. Okay, so we did get piling on in the blitzer. That was another thing. This one could certainly be a toss up. I think I'm gonna call it for Marty. I'm gonna hope your tackle does work. And we'll go from there. Wovale Grievers. If nothing else, there will probably be some dead rats at the end of this. Surely the other members of the division will thank you if the dead rats are gutter runners, because no one wants to face that set of gutter runners, I imagine. All right, so moving on to Training Grounds F. So we have Slow Rider, my fellow college and minors compatriot, playing against Kickin' in the Kitchen, a halfling team. 2 halfling teams. Shocking. And the orcs. So this team is compares quite favorably, I think, to the other orc team we were looking at. Extra block, mighty blow tackle on a couple of blitzers is a great combo. A couple of guards and dodge on one of the guards. So that's a nicely apportioned Orc team, and they did a number on these halflings. The halflings took a whole lot of casualties on that, including enough to level up this one of the blitzers. Maybe see a pylon. So yeah, KOs, Kaz, a lot of blocks, full possession on their own drive, full possession on their drive. Must have stolen the ball and or one-turned it? How'd you pull that off, Slow Rider? This possession stuff is if I'm reading this right, you had it for your entire half and for none of their half, which means you never ended a turn with the ball. They scored on their half. So what the heck happened? Did you one-turn it with the orcs? Diving. Yeah. That's that's good call. Less of a killer, more of a utility defensive piece, sweeper. Certainly can't object to that. I am still very curious what happened with this game. Interesting. I'm continue to be baffled by the possession percentages then. If you had 4 turns to score in his half, how did you not have any possession on his half? That seems weird. Unless you just kept the ball on the ground and then like hucked it up the line in the last minute, but that seems unlikely. Do tell. And in the meantime, I will move on to Major Reisman's game that he was feeling so looking to forget. So what did we have here? We had lots of rushing yards. 2-1 for Larkstar's Chorfs over Reisman, and whole lot of blocks in the Chorf side of the field. And 8 Cas against, 10 Cas sustained for the Necros. That's a lot. And it looks like regen was not sufficient. Niggled this amazing werewolf at the top. Sad times were had by Major Reisman and no one else. Another niggle on a white. Probably just fire that guy if you have the money for it. Level up on the ghoul, which is not. The ghoul is useful. That helps. MVP on a zombie. Hate to see it. On the other side, yeah, fair enough, Slow Rider. Remembering past a game back is not so straightforward. If I really cared, I could go look it up on Goblin Spy, probably. Well, it probably hasn't picked up the stuff for this division. Anyhow, Chorf block, strength up blocker got the MVP and 3 Cas for another level. Hobgoblin leveled with the touchdown. And the ball carrier Hobgoblin got a completion. This squad is nice. I'm surprised at the Minotaur. I feel like that's an unusual Chorf pick. Larkstar comes from playing. I know he's played Norse before, so perhaps just missed the unreliability of the Yeti. But having picked up the block on the Minotaurs, that's a that's a good place to start. Certainly, Wild Animal is again coming out of Norse feels very familiar. Let's see, break tackle, dodge, bull centaur, and a mighty blow bull centaur. This is a nice Chorf squad. Not one I'd want to run up against, and certainly not one that Major was happy to see. All right, and then the last one, Leafy Mustard Redux and Hydra Death. So that is a Lizardman team and a Dark Elf team. Looks like the Dark Elves made some nice plays, scored a bunch, did lose a Witch Elf, but it was a rookie, so could have been worse. The Sacker Witch Elf leveled up off to Kaz. Kaz on a Sacker is unusual. Must have rolled well. On the other side, the Lizardman team, so we've got some block here. Movement up Skink. A lot of depth on the Skink side of the squad. Diving tackle and sidestep, so a nice sweep Skink. Probably fire. Well, you might fire this, although with the MVP, it's a bummer of a Skink to get a movement bust on. Nice leveling up the one of the remaining Saurus that does not have block. Probably see block on that. Maybe Mighty Blow to speed up leveling, but given how the rest of the squad has gone, probably just block. On the Dark Elf side, leveled up the Sacker Witch Elf. A lot of probably vanity passes given the number of touchdown completions, and then spread the touchdowns pretty nicely. Level up on the guard lineman. That'd be interesting to see. Maybe just get dodge there. So pretty good game coming out of it for the elves. Lizards, I think, certainly would have liked to do something more substantial. They don't have any tackle, which is probably part of the issue in this game. But yeah, well done, Cyrus Troy, who's what is their handle on Discord? They're not on Discord. That's why I can't ping them. Got it. Grizoot, I forget if I was able to ping you. I guess probably. All right, and then let's take a look at next week's training ground F matches. So we're looking at week 2. All right, so Leafy Mustard Redux and Kickin' in the Kitchen. Right, Halflings against Lizardmen. This feels like the lizard. Yep, so there's block on the lizards. The skink got sacked. Okay, good. I don't object to that at all. Wait, is that this? Was there? Yeah, there was a movement bust skink that is no longer there. Well, we got a couple of diving tackles and a couple of sidestep halflings, and then two trees. And home team is going to Leafy Mustard Redux, which means that the extra bribe is not available. So I think we see Deeproot. Not sure we see anyone else. I think I like the lizards for this one. They are going to suffer a little bit again due to no tackle. Going to make it hard to box out and hit the stunties. But the halflings, they break so easily. Kicking in the kitchen. All right. Any seasoned watcher of my recaps knows that every time I do a recap, my headphones die by the end, so that was to be expected. All right, what do we got here? Chorf and Dark Elf. So this feels like a Chorf advantaged match on its face. TV is basically identical. Actually, no, the Dark Elves will have a significant TV advantage. Oh no, next match. No, they'll be the same because Roddy's out. So the Chorfs will only be running a single Bull Centaur. It is their break tackle Bull Centaur. Dark Elf's got leap. Okay, so no cage is safe at this point, I think is what Medusa is saying here. On the other hand, that's a whole lot of tackle in the form of these blockers, which makes any dodge shenanigans pretty difficult. Guard on the corners of a cage would mean that a leap in is all red dice all the time. That's a lot of Mighty Blow. Well, 3, I guess, since that Bull Centaur is out. 4 with the Minotaur. I think I like Larkstar for this. Gonna give that to Bubblegum. So that brings us to the last match of the week, and that is Main Street Exiles and Orc and Beans. So we've got a college / minors rematch, except not, because neither of them are running the same team. The Majors team is in such rough shape with the werewolf out and a fleshy out. Going to be low man on the totem pole via as far as TV goes. Definite underdog. I also just think that he's probably going to be an underdog from the perspective of the scoring. I just especially with this sweep guy, we can stick that on the werewolf if it gets too close or if it tries to make a run. Makes for a very difficult to sort of sneak around and score. So I think I'm going to give this to give the nod to Slow Rider here. I think we see Orc and Beans coming out on top. Main Street Exiles and all right, and that is a wrap. I will be doing these every week until you guys finish up, which I guess is not too many weeks. There's only 5 weeks in your season. But yeah, we will see you. I'll see you guys. Yeah, big ouch for him. I agree, Slow Rider. His team is in rough shape this week. But yeah, I will see you all next week, and I will be posting. I'll post the link to the VOD as well. So take care, and we'll see you on the pitch.